Well, today we discuss about market segmentation. So, the concepts of market segmentation. So, as part of the fundamental concepts of marketing management, learned about the definitions of marketing, as well as the different aspects of the marketing management we discussed in the first unit. Now, moving on to the second unit, market segmentation. So, every company, when they want to launch a product or when they want to introduce a product in the market, so they will be designing or they will be developing a marketing strategy. And an effective marketing strategy, it is possible only when you segment the market. In the sense, you have to identify who are your real customers and you have to target them and you have to position the product or market in the minds of the customers. Then only there is a possibility of the effectiveness of your marketing strategy. In the sense, your marketing strategy will be reaching its objective. So, whatever the marketing mix elements we learned at the initial level of this marketing management, like product, price, promotion, physical distribution, or place. So, these will be working in an effective way when you are able to identify the market segmentation. When you are able to segment the market into different groups, then there is a possibility for you to have a very effective marketing strategy to be implemented in the market. So, that's why today we go through the fundamental concepts of market segmentation. So, usually companies, they cannot connect with all customers in large, broad, as well as diverse markets. So, customers or consumers will be large in nature in the market, diverse in the market in nature, as well as they are going to be the broad in the nature. So, always it's going to be very difficult for the company to connect with all the customers. And at the same time, mass marketing in the sense targeting the whole consumers at a time, and whatever the product you produce, you will be selling that to the customers. That's what we discussed, the evaluation of marketing. The product concept means designing a product irrespective of the needs and wants of the customers, and you are trying to sell them to the customers. That's what we call it as mass marketing. So, mass marketing in the present time, in the present generation or present society, it is not possible for you to do marketing only with mass marketing. So, that's why mass marketing is no longer that much effective in the market right now. So, effective marketing requires, so effective marketing, effective targeting, that requires, for what purpose effective targeting is required? To identify and profile distinct groups of buyers who differ in their needs and preferences, select one or more market segments to enter. Because when you want to enter into the market, when you want to target your customers, so you need to identify them. That's why you have to identify the profile of the distinct groups of your customers, means the buyers who may be differing in their needs and preferences. You have to identify them. What are those needs and preferences? The difference, you need to identify them, the distinct group. And when you are identifying the distinct group, it is not possible to you to directly target them, because there may be lot of number of groups may be more. In the sense, sometimes it's not that much easy. That's why you have to select one or more market segments to enter. For example, when we are talking about casuals, or when we are talking about bikes, when we are talking about four wheelers, when we are talking about some other products, so there may be youngsters. So youngsters is a large group. You cannot directly target the youngsters. Then again, you have to segment the youngsters into different groups by the age. For example, you have to take certain age group. So below 20 of the age, or maybe below 25, 20 to 25. So like age wise, their needs and preferences will vary. So that's why once if you identify youngsters is your target market, you cannot directly position the product into the minds of the customers. It's not possible. That's why you have to select from that distinct group. You have to select one or more markets segments to enter, because you can, there is a possibility for you to enter into one or more segments if you have a chance to enter into the more market segments, you can enter. Otherwise, at least there will be one market segment to enter. That's what effective targeting that requires to identify and profile distinct groups of buyers who differ in their needs and preferences. Select one or more market segments to enter. That's what it is required. And at the same time, not only to identify and profile distinct groups, but also to establish and communicate the distinctive benefits of the market offerings. For example, every company, for example, when we are talking about Suzuki, when we are talking about Hero, when we are talking about Honda, when we are talking about Toyota, so every company, they try to offer many things to the customers. But the problem is that sometimes whatever they offer may or may not be reaching to the consumers or the customers. So that's why you have to establish and communicate. So proper communication has to be done. That's what market segmentation is required. So to establish and communicate the distinctive benefits. So every market will have offer distinctive benefits to their customers. You have to establish the right way of communication channel, and you have to check whether the communication is being done in that proper channel, and that will be possible with this market segmentation. So that's why effective targeting requires to identify and profile distinct groups and to establish and communicate the distinct benefits of the market offering. So as we discussed about mass marketing, at the earlier days, Ford company, they have followed this mass market approach. The strategy the Ford company has followed is called as mass marketing. In a sense, they have designed a Model T car. You can see here the Model T cars. So it's there are no different colors, there are no different sizes, there are no other things which are possible, because in those days it was possible to sell their product to the customers with mass marketing. That's why the Ford company has designed a car like this, and they introduced that into the market. And people who were in the requirement of these type of cars, they bought these cars. But now if you see in the present generation, in the present market, you are finding different colors, different features, different sizes. So based upon the need and the necessity, people are going for different models are available in the market. That's why now this kind of marketing is completely different. But olden days, the Ford company has followed the marketing approach, which is called as mass marketing. So that's why a marketing strategy, usually it consists of 3 steps. So whatever the marketing strategy means, whichever company you take, every marketing strategy consists of 3 steps. What are those 3 steps? The first one is called as market segmentation. So we call it as market segmentation. And the second one is called as target marketing. So once you segment the market, the target marketing is required. That's why the second step is target marketing. And the third one is called as market positioning. So we call this 3 steps as STP. S stands for segmentation, T stands for targeting, P stands for positioning. So sometimes we call it as what is the STP of a company. So what is STP strategy of a company? What is their segmentation process, or what is their segmentation strategy, and what is the targeting, what is their positioning? So these 3 steps makes the overall marketing strategy of a company. We go by each and every step in a detailed way so that you will have an idea about what does it mean by market segmentation, what does it mean by target marketing, what does it mean by the market positioning.